We have a form, okay,
Your name, what page?
and this is on.
Page 26.
Page 26.
Okay, they can hear me? Okay. I'd like to, well, good morning and welcome to the Monterey Salinas Transit District Board of Directors meeting of October 13th, 2025. Happy Indigenous Day. This is an in-person meeting and remote participation via Zoom may be offered, but it's not required for the meeting to proceed. Please note that the meeting will proceed as normal, even if there are technical difficulties with accessing Zoom. MST will do its best to resolve that, and I think they heard in the background. With that, just a warning to the public speakers that MST is committed to civility and is mindful of its responsibility to protect the workplace, and the public is encouraged to engage in respectful dialogue that supports freedom of speech and values diversity of opinion. With that, Jeanette, will you call roll, please?
In City of Carmel by the Sea.
Here.
City of Delray Oaks.
Here.
City of Gonzales.
Here.
City of Bloomfield. Absent. City of King. Absent. City of Marina.
Here.
City of Monterey.
Here.
City of Pacific Grove.
Here.
City of Sand City.
Here.
City of Salinas.
We're here. Yes, here.
City of Soledad. Absent. County of Monterey.
Present.
Thank you, and you do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. With that, I will ask Director Pacheco if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Join me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director Pacheco. With that, we'll review highlights of the agenda. Carl?
Thank you, Chair. Among the usual items on consent, you'll find a recommendation for MST to purchase 22 replacement vehicles for the MST Rides program procured off of a cooperative agreement. We also have a recommendation to authorize me to execute an agreement with Denise Duffy and Associates for a habitat mitigation and monitoring program with regard to the coastal development permit conditions for the SURF. You have an update to our federally mandated public transportation agency safety plan. We have a request to designate CAMC enhancing mobility innovation project for an amount not to exceed $449,000 to allow me to execute a grant with CAMC for that amount. We have an incentive pool payment for our eligible MSTA and confidential unit employees. That was discussed last month with your board. It's now in open session. We are going to transfer 4 over-the-road coaches, motor coach industry called MCI coaches, two of them to San Joaquin Regional Transit District and 2 to the Stanislaus Regional Transit Authority. These are beyond their useful life and have no further value to MST. And these 2 Central Valley agencies have a desperate need for these vehicles to promote their commutes. We have at least one of the agencies here is represented today. We have a contract with Advanced Chemical Transport for hazardous waste disposal. We have numerous claims that we recommend rejection of, and we also are looking to purchase 4 Ford trucks to support our services. Later on in the agenda, we'll have an update of your August strategic plan workshop with a draft strategic plan that you all can look at. We have some closed session items related to my performance evaluation And then conference with real property negotiators regarding properties in Seaside, as well as some other parcels and Salinas. That concludes my review.
Thank you, Carl. Any questions or for Carl? I think it was pretty he explained it very well.
The
So,
review.
okay, thank you, Carl. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to public comments on matters not on today's agenda. So at this time, members of the public may address the MST Board of Directors on anything related to within the jurisdiction of MST, but not on the agenda. So the items on the agenda will open that up for public comment at that time. So at this time, anything not on the agenda, please come up to the podium, state your name. Okay. Good morning.
Well, hi, good morning. My name's Emily Paz. I live in Salinas and I use the Rides program, a very invaluable service for those of us that need transportation. I just came to make some comments. I would like to say that the drivers that Rides has, excellent. Always feel safe and secure whenever I'm on the bus. It's not an easy job. A lot of responsibility, a lot of crazy drivers out there that, always cut them off. I don't have to worry. I did want to say I am still rather disappointed that there's still a problem with not being able to retain drivers. They should be offering more money. I thought this new company was going to do that. My understanding is that they train them and they're able to get a better job elsewhere and they leave. That's a big waste of time and resources to keep training new people when they're still, all they have to do is they need more money. And that should have been accounted for when a contract was written. The other thing I wanted to note, which you might have known about when they first started back in July, there was only one person on the phone, and I don't know why there was that kind of fiasco, given that they were starting. You couldn't get through. I left a message, nobody picked it up. And so as a result, I wasn't able to make my reservation. And it seems to be a lot harder to get through than the previous company. And I have better things to do with my time than trying to get through on the phone. I understand too, there's still an issue. A week ago, Sunday, I could not get through at all. The line was hanging up on me, or it was going into voicemail. And so I thought there was something different than the internet with this new company. I would have thought in the contract, if they weren't up to acceptable standards, there would be some type of monetary penalty. There should be, because I think in some cases it is lacking. And I would also like to say there needs to be more people answering the phones if there's still such a problem getting through. Offer them more money. That is a very stressful job. I understand they take over 100 calls a day. That's a lot. But other than that, I'm glad. I hope that the service will expand. I'm excited to know that there are more buses because I know they tend to break down. But other than that, just want to say that I'm very happy still with the drivers. I really like them all. No problem. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. And public comment is still open. I believe I see him. Welcome.
Oops. Hi, my name is Christopher Ian Gonzalez Wilmot, and I recently sent up a couple of Facebook posts online due to the new schedule that might be coming out for the bus surfway. I was thinking with the new changes, we could do more interlining with the 2023-59, increase driver operator pay so we can actually attract more operators. I agree with her on that. They need to get paid a little bit more to actually live out here. And have the hours be have the 23 be every 30, have the 20 be every 15, and from 4 a.m. to midnight, because there is such thing as nightlife and skipping the traffic in the morning. and also trying to get to work on time because there are plenty of areas out here that open at 5 a.m. and they also close at 10, and we might want to increase the operations from say 4 a.m. to midnight. That could work, yes, with the new schedule that might come out for the surf busway. So yes, thank you.
Thank you for your comment. And public comment is still open. And Carl, do
You have Andrew.
Andrew? Andrew, if you could unmute yourself. Thank you. There you go.
Hello. I guess I have complaints that don't cost money. The I stopped taking the bus because the bus was takes like an hour and a half to get to CSUMB. When I drive, it just takes 30 minutes. So I remember there's a discussion being like, we want people to not even have to use their car to use it every day, to use the bus every day. It's like, it's not people in South County, that's not possible. Another thing is it's just awkward taking the bus. I look like a creep. So people usually put their backpacks on the window seat and then sit. So they take up 2 seats on purpose. And then multiple people do that. And then it's like I have nowhere to sit. And there's no one. I don't think that bus drivers enforce etiquette. So it's like I'm not even welcome in that space. So let me just drive anyway. Other than that, I like the Instagram page. Whoever's posting more, great. I followed it. Love. And to echo previous statements, I do love the bus drivers. They're so nice. They are great. They're so accommodating, so patient. And yeah, I just don't want to echo that more. Appreciate them. I like the bus. I have ridden the bus for like 10 years now. So yeah, and that's all I got. Bye bye.
Thank you. And public comment is still open. I am not seeing any raised hands.
Nope.
No,
No
okay.
further raised hands.
And no one in the conference room, so we'll go ahead and close public comment. And thank you all for your comments. With that, we will go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. And the consent agenda are listed 3 items, 3.1 through 3.16. Carl did go over the agenda items, gave a brief um, description of those. So at this time, directors, are there any questions to Carl, or would you like to pull that item for it to be discussed separately?
I have one
Okay.
first, and I apologize, I'm looking for, it's Mr. Tuiki's, I can't find it's 3.16, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just curious, I mean, I don't know when it's time to ask, but twice it says that the state denied it. What happens in situations like this?
Sure. Norm Tuitavuki, Chief Operating Officer for MST. In this case, we ordered buses through the Department of General Services through the state of California. That was about 16 to 18 months ago. Both times we were told that the buses were going to be ordered, but it's going to take a little while to get them into production due to unforeseen supply chain issues and manufacturing issues. They canceled our order twice. And so what we're asking today is to allow us to go outside of the original scope of the project, which was to procure them to the state of California, and allow us to go shop, locally within our own means to try and find a solution that'll get us the bus or the vehicles faster. Yeah.
And these are trucks, not buses.
These are trucks,
Yeah.
not buses. Yeah, these are trucks. Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is an unusual
It is.
circumstance. I, for whatever reason, supply chain issues, the trucks are not available as promised under the state contract. So what Norm is asking is for us just to go out and conduct our own bid.
Right. Yeah, we would conduct our own procurement,
And
go out and get quotes.
give,
So,
give me the authority to not spend any more than what we were going to spend anyway. So rather than bring this back to the board again, just to authorize me to award the contract for an amount not to exceed what you've already awarded.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so there won't be any change fiscal.
Same price, Norm? Is that what we're looking for?
So what we did, sorry about that, yeah, so what we've seen is that they're increasing, is the prices are increasing. And so what we did was we thought about how much we think they're gonna increase, and we said, hey, not to exceed this price. At the same time, we're gonna be shopping for the best price possible for the vehicles themselves, plus the equipment that we need to equip those vehicles. So a little price bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to say because we're shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been in touch with Salinas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Hey.
Yep. And Seaside, the Seaside as well. Yes, yes, we have, and Monterey. Yes, yes.
Bus the trucks for free.
There you go. Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Norm. Okay, does that satisfies your
Yes.
question? Okay. At this time, if there's no other questions from directors, I'll open it up to the public. So public comment is open on the consent calendar. And not
Move
seeing
consent.
anyone, we'll
Second.
close. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any noes or opposed? Motion carries.
The second was by you.
With that, we'll move on to recognitions and special presentations. Item 4.1, we have the October 2025 Employee of the Month. And this is Ezekiel Boyo, Systems Engineer, and Michael is going to.
And I'll see if I can draw him out. For the record, he's usually managing all of the technology for the meetings right now, so,
Okay.
but, hey. Hey, how's it going? So folks, I am pleased to announce that MST has selected Ezekiel Revelar as the Employee of the Month for October of 2025. Easy, as we all like to call him here internally, has been employed by MST since 2014 in the Information Technology Group, gradually moving up in skills and responsibilities to where he's our current role as our Senior Systems Engineer. While Easy, as we've all come to know him, daily brings a terrific attitude and his best self to MST in support of our staff and organization. He really stood out here over this year and this summer because we actually had to get a new facility up and operating at Rianda Street in Salinas. A lot of things go into standing up a new building technologically. The assessment of where IT equipment is going to locate, make sure that the drops, networks, cables, I mean, just more detail than I probably even even cabinets and things where we mount the equipment have to be installed. As a small IT team, projects like this tend to be handed off to one person, and they do the lion's share of the work. And in this case, he did. Not only did he do all of his regular duties that he has to do during the day in ensuring our networks and supporting our staff and cybersecurity and the rest of this, but he almost single-handedly got all the IT stuff up and running in that building on time and ready to go. So that definitely was impressive to see. So with that, thank you, Easy. Thank you for everything you do. And please join us in congratulating him as the Employee of the Month for October.
I just want to say thank you. Thanks to everyone, and thank you whoever was involved on getting this new site in operations. Thank you.
Great. Easy, thank you. Easy's a man of few words. He's a technician. You know, he came to us, you know, we really hired him in. He had a wide variety of audio visual skills. Did you work for AMP folks or no, I'm sorry.
City of Carmel.
City of Carmel. I see. Oh, sorry about that. But he was responding, you know, all of this work with getting us to be able to broadcast live and really handling the technology behind these meetings. It's been part of Easy's role in working with your board. And, you know, as we call him Easy, he's so easy to deal with. So with that, Easy, I just want to present you with this plaque from the board resolution, and your October Employee of the Month pin. And Hector caught me in the hallway. Wanted to make sure you got this check.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I love you like a check.
Yeah, you got the check. I'm gonna head for the door.
So
I get the picture before.
I have a question. I know that you got things up and running in 3 months. So you saved MST quite a bit of money because that was a 6 to 1 year.
Yes, I did. So
There you
We
go.
are very efficient and productive, and he is a big part of the reason.
And his nephew is the star for the
Oh, yes.
Monterey Bay Union Football Club. All right, thank you, Easy. All right, then. Thank you. Stop there.
And then with that, we have Norm.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and
Good
Norm
morning.
is we're looking at 30-year service recognition.
Wow.
And for James Lopez.
James Lopez. He goes by Jim. Hello again, everybody. Norm Tuitavuki, your Chief Operating Officer. Jim is not able to join us this morning. He's actually in the shop repairing vehicles, doing what he does and what he loves to do. So anyways, want to recognize Jim for 30 years of service. Jim started when he was 10. Just kidding. All right, we don't hire 10-year-olds. No, we don't. All right. So anyways, 30 years, and I've got some phrases and some things that I captured here after talking with the supervisors and the manager of the vehicle maintenance department. 30 years of dedication to maintaining safe, clean vehicles, excellent attendance, outstanding safety performance, wonderful trainer, leads by example. He serves as the highest ranking Class A mechanic that we have, and he's also recognized as a lead mechanic. So, in the event when we find ourselves not with a supervisor or a manager available to operate the shop and run the shop and supervise the shop, Jim is tapped on the shoulder, and he serves in that position as well. His work area is always clean. Everything that he does is safe. Very courteous. He provides wonderful internal customer service. So really his customers are the operations department, the transportation folks, right? He provides vehicles for what they need. He provides buses and he makes sure that we have the buses on the street that we need for providing the service to our customers and our community. So if Jim was here, I would thank him, but instead he's not here. So I would like to just thank him publicly here today. Thank you, Jim, for 30 years of dedication to MST.
So thank you, Norm, for that, for telling us about Jim. And he sounds like a great guy. That sounds like a model employee. So thank you. With that, we'll move on to item 4.3, and this is, I believe Kelly, is Kelly here?
She's out sick today. I can.
Okay, so we have next the Right Way Awards recognition and on page 87. And this is quite, there are quite a few people you're.
Yeah, this is a big jump from last year, more than double from last year. The Right Way is named after former MST bus driver and supervisor and superintendent Clarence Jack Wright, who was someone that was, I believe, originally with the Salinas Transit System when the Monterey Peninsula Transit and Salinas merged in 1981. And he was considered basically the standard by which we judge all coach operators, or by Clarence Jack Wright. And we have part of a new employee recognition program, have designed this Right Way award to recognize those coach operators who had no safety related incidents or accidents throughout the entire year, no valid customer service complaints, and no performance issues resulting in any type of discipline. So these are, we ask our drivers to be safe, to be nice, and to be here. And this group of 50 plus coach operators met all those requirements. So that's a great thing. And when we want to recognize and incentivize performance, we provide a little something. In this case, each of these coach operators are going to receive 8 hours of paid time off accrued to their balances. So would like to congratulate them. I'm not going to read all of their names. And it's a lot, it would be a lot of time, but we have thanked them all, and they will all receive 8 extra hours of paid time off for their balances.
Great.
Very good. So let them give them a hand. Let's give them a hand.
And that's great. No accidents, no complaints, and with safety related incidents. So wonderful. Okay.
Someone ought to give MST an award for
Well, I think Tony has it.
We already have it. If you don't know that.
That's what's behind the best.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, there are no public hearings today, so we have one action item 6.1, and this is to receive the first draft 2026-2030 strategic plan and provide comment. And I believe Carl will give us a update, and you can find that on page 89, sorry.
So over July and August, we conducted some strategic planning workshop sessions with consultant and facilitator Jerry Benson. Jerry took great notes, as did the rest of the executive leadership team. Lisa Reinheimer and myself and Jerry sat down with those notes and tried to take those notes and put them into the format that we've been using for the past several years, decades, with regard to our strategic plan updates. And this is our first cut at it. And we've included as an appendices some of your survey results. At this point, staff would like to get your feedback to see if we're accurately reflecting what you feel was stated, what your priorities were. Were there anything that we left out or something that may have occurred to you since the workshops that we should put in here? Our goal would be to bring this back for final adoption no later than December. So we do have another November workshop. If there are a lot of changes, we can come back and continue to refine this, but we would like to have this done by the end of this fiscal year to have it implemented for the January 2026 through 2030 year. So it'd be a 4-year plan covering two-year budget cycles. And that was based on our last strategic planning session where your board wanted us to kind of align the strategic planning process and the budget cycles in that manner. So that concludes my review. Hopefully you've had some time to take a peek at it. I did receive a message from Mayor Mike Labar, who unfortunately at the last minute couldn't attend, but he said he had no issues. So I'll leave it at that.
With that, directors, any comments or on this item? Yes.
I just had a question. So, so we have our goals, right? And then we go into objectives, outcomes, and then performance goals, indicators of success, and then tactics.
Right.
Do the tactics reflect, kind of connect back to the performance goals?
Yes, these are suggested tactics in here. These are the types of things you might want to do. Where we really tie this together is in the adoption of each annual budget or 2-year budget. We will then list an action plan that should reflect what we are saying in this strategic plan or the things that we think we're going to do. But the action plans are really more formed in the more certain times. We'll be closer to the fiscal year being adopted and we'll know what's really happening, or what we think is really happening in Sacramento and Washington and locally. So it's a combination of action plans that support the strategic goals, and the tactics are those types of things that we heard you say you want us to work into our annual action plans as we work through our budget process.
Okay, so my question, so on like, for instance, goal number 2. This is on page 97. One of our performance goals and indicators of success is to achieve year-over-year increases in student passenger boardings.
Right.
And then the second one is maintain 20% of total transit boardings by person. So I was sort of, I guess, looking it through the tactics to see, are there specific things that we're gonna do to try and meet that goal? And I didn't see anything that related to those 2 performance goals. And
Well, we're, continuing to the programs that we have with the community colleges would be something that would recur in an action plan. Our things that we can continually do is our marketing, outreach, reinforcement, continuing to promote transit as a viable alternatives.
Yeah.
Those are the ongoing things. What you might see is a new program, if it's related to students, something maybe with the Salinas Unified, and I'm just saying as an example, so the Salinas Unified School District pass program, or Monterey County Office of Education
Right.
pass or discount pass program. So those will then be, those specific discrete items would be included in an action plan
Okay.
that would then result in, it's a more specific action, it would be a tactic, but it's discrete action that would support the overall strategic goal.
So then will we see that action plan or?
Yeah, you see it
Yeah.
with every budget,
Okay.
when we will be proposing the draft budget in May. Lisa, do we bring the, it's in May or in April?
Committee in May.
Committee in May, and for the board in June.
Okay.
So every budget has a action plan that ties back to the strategic plan. And that's kind of guides us to make sure, these are the things that we promised we were going to do. We better,
Right.
we better at least
Yeah.
cover these bases before we come up with something new.
Okay, so, and it's those performance goals that you're
Right.
looking at.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
And then in January, we usually have a board meeting that's a strategic plan update.
Right.
Instead of doing the whole facilitated
Right.
workshop, we'll just do an update that's the ELT will lead, and we always bring together what we call emerging items,
Yeah.
which is another way of saying stuff that's happening that we weren't prepared for. Something
Mm-hmm.
shifted, and we need to let you know that we're gonna need to look at resources here, and that might adjust what we promised today.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yes, anyone else?
Yes, just big items for our future, our strategic planning. Bringing back when we will look at the Measure Q
Yes.
funding.
So it's on the governor's desk for signature, the
Yeah.
bill that would,
Right,
and so we were waiting for that signature, and then as soon as we know what we got, we're gonna engage our consultants again and come back with some.
so it hasn't been signed yet, it's still on the
It's
desk.
still on the
Okay,
desk.
yeah,
We
we have
got-
a few more days.
Yeah, we have a couple more days.
Okay.
We're expecting. We had a meeting with our advocates in Sacramento on Friday. And just as there was a tranche of housing related bills that was signed, there's like a whole group of all related housing. There's supposed to be a tranche of tax related bills that might include a bailout for the San Francisco Bay Area. There's some financing available for San Francisco Bay Area transit agencies. There are similar bills to ours that I think are up in Santa Cruz Metro as well as in San Luis Obispo County transit operators. So there's a list of these types of bills that we're hoping will all be signed in one large package.
And then just in terms of future service areas, I was talking to Dave before this meeting started. They're building a new $155 million courthouse in Marina.
Right.
There's Amazon, right,
Yep.
which is already getting concerns, Spreckles.
Right.
But transit for that volume of workers,
We
is that
are
part of
already-
our strategy of serving these, just people accessing justice and obviously 1,000 employees at this new location. Just outside of
Absolutely,
city
this is
limits.
where, you know, we had a lot of service running around in circles on the Defense Language Institute,
Mhm.
picking up a lot of people,
Mhm.
no doubt about it, but it wasn't really serving the broader community. When those services were ended during COVID and we haven't reinstated them, we, you know, lost a lot of those trips, people in the seats. So we're looking for Amazon. We're talking to the Kimpton. We're talking to the Courtyard Marriott. We've got the courthouses on our radar. I don't know. I can't tell you whether we've had any meetings on that one yet. I don't recall. I do know we've had meetings with all the others. So we are looking to grow ridership. One of the new things that we can offer that counts as a transit trip, but it's not a bus trip, are the van pools. So we're really looking to grow the van pool program to take, if we can put 4 or 5 people in a van and help subsidize that, that's reducing traffic as well and allows people to be a little more independent of the bus schedule. So Amazon's very interested in the van pool program. They're gonna have 2,000 people on multiple shifts.
Yeah.
So, you know, our bus services say on a Saturday and kind of like around 7 PM. So they need alternatives there. So we are looking at a specific bus route and specific routes to Amazon. But we're not thinking that, we're under no illusion that everyone's gonna go to Amazon on a bus, So we're hoping that we can push people into van pools.
Right.
Which have been, we've been growing that program quite successfully over the past year. So that is a future growth area is.
Okay.
Or
Well,
work on
I'm glad you're talking to Amazon, but
the courthouse.
Judge Kerry Panetta is the presiding judge right now, so at least to initiate those conversations, even though construction completion probably 2-3 years away.
Well, now's the time to get
Exactly.
talking to them. It takes a couple of years to work these out, so we will absolutely get with you on the courthouse.
It's just to remark that courthouse, which will not be a marina, but just south of it, is close to the new 5th Street station. So the timing probably will work with the new service when it's served buses.
With regard to that, there was a comment made. I don't know if it was in the committee meeting or if it was here, but we are planning, if you remember, we did the comprehensive operational analysis that led to the Better Bus Network. We're gonna be doing a redo of that, really because of the surf. And how is the surf going to impact all these routes and locations, as well as new developments like Amazon in the Salinas Valley. So we're looking at funding and getting another study together to take care of all that over the next year, which puts us in a good stead for the courthouse time plan as well.
Would it have been easier if the courthouse was in South County? Just out of curiosity.
You started with that, not to bring up a subject, you said, yeah, exactly.
To go to.
Salinas, Seaside, Monterey. We don't have. I'm not bitter or anything.
Too soon.
Too soon, too soon.
Sorry, I do have one more question. Under goal 3, I'm wondering if, I don't see it listed here, if the code of conduct, the board is gonna come back. I know we had subcommittee do some work on that. There was some things that, people had issues with, and I'd like to see it come back, and I think it is fitting under this goal.
I know there are a lot
I
of people.
thought we voted not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we had
That's a board discussion.
Yeah, I don't think we had a vote to
Think
do
so.
it, like there was an actual motion to not do it.
There was discussion about not.
Oh, not bring it back,
Pursuing it.
majority of, like, had signaled they didn't want to bring it back.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Yep.
Although I still have it here, it's not going away. I carry it with me in case it does resurrect. So yes, I do still have that, on the back burner if the board should want to.
I'm with you. I mean, I actually expressed my opinion about that early on. But many people here decided they didn't want to continue. I don't know why it's such a big deal. I mean, we could just have something pretty basic,
Yeah,
.
I think it's an important thing to do. I think it's worthwhile discussion to have.
So what staff needs to hear is if there's some consensus among the board to put this in or out, or, we work at the board's pleasure on this type of thing. And yes, I am just staying out of it.
Mhm.
It's really up to you. You let us know what you want us to work on, and, you know, we've done some work. I think the recommendation, last recommendation from council was to reconvene a committee and start over. If that's what you want to do.
Mhm.
And other than that, it's really up to you to decide to do that or not. So,
So, do you want to, send something out or to everybody individually, or I know Mike's not here, so I don't know, or
No,
you want
he
to
wanted-
discuss it now?
Yeah.
I know he did, and
He was a strong no.
Fernando's
Yeah.
not
This is the
here
reasons
either.
why there was a strong no. I mean, I remember a discussion, I remember there was some serious reasons why not. to
Waste
move
of
forward.
time. I remember hearing that at some point. We don't need it. We all have to, we follow the rules pretty well. I don't know. I just think it's just from from most companies have them. I mean, we have one for our cities. Everybody has one. I don't know why it's such a big deal. And I think it would be important. I haven't said anything because I was a part of that committee. But I also feel that we should have something. It doesn't have to be complicated. Something simple.
Through the chair, just to refocus us, this is about.
Yes, okay, yeah,
the
that's it.
About the
objectives
Yeah.
and policies.
plan.
Under goal 3, there is under the tactics, conduct continuous review of board adopted policies and updates as needed, and I think that would fall under that.
Okay.
In terms of process going forward, if this should come back again, it is supposed to be a board driven process. I would recommend forming a new subcommittee, maybe pulling in some of the people that didn't want the policy originally to get that diversified opinion at the committee level before then bringing it up to the board with whatever product comes out.
so if basically as written in the strategic plan, there's nothing here that precludes us from doing it or nothing that directs us to do it. It would just be a matter of board direction.
Okay.
And it would be supported either direction, the plan would support it. So that's the
Okay.
importance of being specifically vague or vaguely specific as we write these things.
But we just had a discussion not too long ago, and we're gonna bring up a topic that's not conducive to collaboration, it's conducive to disagreement. And the way that document was drafted, there's probably items in there that are areas perhaps of agreement, but there was language in there that was trying to regulate opinion, and it was trying to regulate conduct. When many of us serve on various agencies, that's when it first came up, right? When we was a debate over transit funding. People sit on here, every supervisor sits on TAMSI, and I sit on this body. And that's where it was a gray area where it was bound to cause conflict, and it would try to be a tool to regulate speech and opinion on subject matters, when we all know that we serve on different agency boards. It's not a conflict, personal conflict, for FPPC rules or Secretary of State. It's just that the nature of our work, we have to make decisions, sometimes serving on, wearing multiple hats on various agencies.
So with that, I'm thinking, so I'm, in listening to our legal counsel, can you just say what you suggested now? Because I think what's important for me as one board member is that whether we agree or not, it doesn't matter, but there's mutual respect among professionals. There should I've been to every conference, and before the conference starts, there's a whole thing you gotta read about disrespecting each other and or respecting one another. And I think it's important for everybody to feel comfortable where they're at. So my question to the legal counsel, what did you suggest?
So twofold. One, this isn't the time to have the discussion of substance. And two, it at the prerogative of the chair and the board to appoint a subcommittee to put together a recommendation to bring to the full board, because this is supposed to be a board-driven process.
Yeah. So with what you just said, we can't continue discussing that.
You can seek to appoint a subcommittee, but we shouldn't be getting into the specifics of the policy because it's not agendized.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just don't think it should die. I want people to feel comfortable where they're at, whether whoever it is, it doesn't matter, but And I don't wanna be on that committee, but I want, but I wanna follow through on this, I do.
So in other words, you want to delegate to the chair?
No, yeah, well.
It's back to the
Yeah,
chair.
okay, you make the decision.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Per the bylaws, any ad hoc committees are at the discretion of the chair.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the chair can create a committee, and create the charge for the committee.
Yeah,
And the members of the committee and direct staff to round them all up and make sure they get together, and then we keep notes. So that is all under your powers now. Nothing, we don't need to do anything other than that.
Oh,
So
gee,
you,
okay.
I'm sure. You wanna?
with, you have immense power and immense
respecting you.
responsibility.
No, we
Yeah,
won't
we'll do
do,
it
yeah,
later.
we'll do it later.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll go back to, the item that we are on.
Just any more questions?
Yeah, so any more questions?
No question, just a quick statement to tie
Okay.
something together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl, for giving us an update in terms of the future processing for how we approach the Better Bus network, because I too had the observation of the activities going on in predominantly seaside marina that have growth and housing, and with the overlay of the future project, the project that's underway now is the surf project. It seems like, I don't know what the mechanical piece is to open up portion of it, but it seems like there is something, as you said, that we're gonna have an opportunity to review its validity and see if there are areas for improvement as other locations come online, either business or housing. So that's important, that we have a document that's not just created in 2001 and we don't look at it until 2035. It seems like it's a document that has that opportunity.
Yeah, well, that was the Better Bus Network. We had not done a comprehensive review of the network for close to 30 years. And then in 2021, we did the Better Bus Network. That's not to say we didn't do anything. What I meant was a comprehensive. We did a peninsula study.
Yeah.
We do a Salinas study, we do a South County study, and then we were doing it that way in regions. So the Better Bus Network was the first time we did a holistic. We're going to generally, the shelf life of these are generally 5 years.
Yeah.
So we'll be coming up 2026. Will be time to review the Better Bus Network, and that's perfect timing as far as the surf will be coming online, to take a look at how all of our network will be impacted by that and other new developments that weren't contemplated in 2021. We didn't know there was going to be an Amazon in 2021.
Right.
We didn't know about the Kimpton or the courtyard. I'm not sure if we knew about the courthouse then or not. There was, I know they were talking about it then, whether it was Greenfield or Seaside.
Picking out is a big high profile fight.
It was, I'm just trying to remember the timing of it. That whole era, it's 2021, 22 is a little bit of a blur.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so no question, but a comment that it's important that we stay on that track of
Yeah.
every 5 years. And also there's other factors too, is we have new facilitation or facilities, we have maintenance, we have new machines, we have personnel, and all of that plays into where is our deployment and how do we execute and how do we stay on the better bus philosophy that really drives us. So that's just my appreciation for the fact that we do have other cities that are growing. Salinas one.
Thank you.
Well,
Yes, we are.
so we know that there's housing coming in certain particular cities.
Thank
on
you,
the
Jesus.
peninsula. Yes.
Yeah, we need ours first.
Okay.
So, with that, any other comments? And do I need to open this?
You
Not that I'm bitter.
Absolutely.
If there are no further, director's comments, I will open this up to public comment. Public comment is open.
I believe you received comment. Was there a written comment
was.
provided to you?
Everyone's, yeah.
It came in this
There was
morning.
one here,
Um,
right here. I believe.
And it's related to making
Rebecca?
bus announcements, and MST makes announcements consistent with the Americans with Disabilities Act at all major transfer points. And transit centers. and points of interest, major points of interest, shopping malls, that sort of thing. And upon request of the passenger to the driver, if they said, let me know when we're getting near my stop, the driver is, will make those stops, make those announcements. Those are all either part of the ADA or where we go above the ADA in our response to that.
Okay. And thank her for her comment, and that I believe that was from Rebecca Irwin.
Correct.
Okay. Public comment is still open. And I am not seeing anyone via Zoom or in the conference room, so we'll go ahead and close public comment, and I'll bring it back to directors. So the staff recommendation here is based on it. Any additional comments received, staff will revise the draft and present a final strategic plan no later than the board meeting of December 8th, 2025. The final plan will be used to formulate the 2-year budget and supporting action plans in future years. So with that, do we need a motion on this, or?
No, Madam Chair, at this time it's just receiving
Okay.
comment.
Okay, so with that, this here report is received.
Right.
Okay. And with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item, 7.1, page 165. This is reports and informational items in your packet. And I believe this is Carl, General Manager report.
Yes, thank you, Chair. We reviewed some items in the operations committee meeting. Ridership continues to grow. I did point out in the operations committee, we were comparing August on-time performance to July on-time performance. And we saw a significant drop in on-time performance along the line 20, which runs from between Monterey and Salinas along Highway 1 through Marina. The lines 5 between Monterey and Carmel by the Sea, and the Jazz lines. And likely that's due to the additional traffic that is created during Car Week. So newsflash, Car Week brings traffic. We all know that, but what this does is, for what it's worth, you can look at our buses as probes that are in traffic all day. And we can see exactly what the impacts are in real time and holistically throughout. So we have that. There were some articles attached to the general manager's report related to the high cost of electric buses, specifically a story in Marin, and some stories about the safety of transit, how transit is the safest form of surface transportation, safer than walking, safer than biking, safer than driving, and that basically the lesson is that if you're planning for traffic safety, safe routes to school, Vision Zero programs in your communities, we ask that you make sure that you consider transit as part of that, because if you're not planning for the safest form, you're planning for something less than the safest solution possible. And we don't always see that in all of the jurisdictions, and we're sometimes playing catch up after the fact when programs are being proposed. So I wanted to put that article in there as well. With regard to government shutdown, MST is really not impacted. Our funds are collected at the pump. So as long as people keep buying gas for their vehicles, that funding keeps going to the Treasury and comes through to the transit programs, the Federal Transit Administration staff salaries. After the Biden, the big infrastructure bill, whatever that thing was called, last authorization bill, that made certain that FTA staff are funded through those National Highway Trust funds, so they are not subject to layoff. So we're the staff are there. We're meeting them with them. They're processing our grants, and so no issues from a government shutdown impact on MST. That would be interested in knowing that.
Thank you.
Of course, they're trying to come up with a different situation with the gas tax now. So
Well, yeah, that'll be in the next authorization bill, and, their issue is with, electric cars don't pay into the
Yeah.
gas tax, but they have impact on roads, most of the gas tax money. More than 80% of it goes to highway and bridge repairs. And so, as cars get more fuel economy, as more electric cars or other alternative forms other than fossil fuels are used to propel our vehicles, that is a declining source of revenue.
Yeah.
And
I learned that. at home before.
we've yet to find that politician who wants to run on the platform that I, if elected, will promise to raise your gas taxes.
But at, Madam Chair, but at Tansy, we had a presentation and
Right.
discussion, I think it was Caltrans
Yes.
representative who focused on this issue, right? And
That was
they've
it.
been going all over the state,
It's
and so there's
very
no easy
controversial.
answers for sure on what
Right.
they have proposed.
Very controversial, vehicle miles traveled, that sort of thing. I have my own solution, but no one's asked me, so.
There's also a workshop, I believe, coming up in
Yeah, I
Watsonville.
think Watsonville, exactly
Yeah,
right.
a workshop on that if anyone's interested.
Yeah, and if we could send that out to this board in case they're interested on that topic, because there are regional meetings, about to say this is the only one they're having here in the Monterey
Okay.
Bay area.
We will look for that information and get it out to our board members. And possibly post it on our social media, if we can, because we are impacted.
Right, yeah.
By that. That is both at the state and federal level. Those taxes, fuel taxes are important to us and they're declining.
Well, and the pilot first was launched, I believe it
Yes.
was pre-COVID, like 2018.
Mhm.
I think they started on pilots. And so this is something that's been going for a while. And so we're getting to the point where there needs to be some firm recommendation. It's not gonna be easy. Not everybody's gonna be pleased.
Exactly.
Elizabeth?
Yeah, I just want to chime in. I agree, something needs to be done. I drive an EV. It was in the, it's still in the shop, but for a month I had a gas car, hadn't pumped gas in years. So, and usually it's the people with the EVs who can afford to pay more. So as an EV driver, I think we should do something. And I don't know what Carl's solution would be, and if you share, you know.
To give him money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and but about the reports, I would like to ask, so yeah, you can see in the open positions, you already mentioned in the committee meeting that the coach operators, bus drivers went from having like 12 open positions in June to having a surplus of like 6 in July. What happened? I don't think that board members drove buses.
You did in January again.
Yeah, but-
No, we have changed our hiring practices and training models so that we can hire people faster to the programs. We had a practice that it would take 8 or 9 weeks to get a class from start to finish. And if someone came in looking for a job, and that first week of class, we'd say, oh, great, yeah, call us back in 8 or 9 weeks, because then we'll have another class starting. Well, that model no longer works, so we've got a way of, we're starting people faster and moving them through the training programs quicker, still meeting all of our objectives. We're not cutting any corners anywhere, it's just how we're doing it allows us to hire people when they're looking for a job, not when they're looking for a job 8 weeks from when they're looking for a job. When they're looking for a job today, we hope to have them hired within a couple of weeks and starting in some sort of training capacity. So Kelly could give you.
Yeah, I know
But
she-
she's out
yes.
sick.
But thank you.
We can do an update at a future committee.
Yes, and so it's obviously working, so thank you
Yeah,
for
we're doing
having
great.
changed that. And just another question, are the people in the class being paid?
Yeah.
I should notice, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay, because I told somebody and I want to
training.
make sure I told the correct thing. Thank you so very much, yeah.
With that, thank you for your report, Carl, and we'll move on to federal legislative advocate report. These reports are in your packet. Was somebody gonna talk on that?
No, I mean, if there are any questions, we can
Okay.
respond to them, but they're there for your
Okay.
perusal.
The
We will
state-
have, we will be looking at draft state and federal legislative policies at next month's administrative committee meeting and for adoption at the December meeting, and we'll have our representatives from Shaw Yoder Antwi at the state level, and Don Gilchrist will be here in person as they are known to do for the December meeting for us to adopt those federal and state programs for
Okay.
the coming year.
And with the state, I'm just gonna ask you, state-led legislative program, so there, we have a few bills at the governor's on the desk.
So we have a bill, AB 761, that is waiting for his signature, and we hope to have that signed, before, what's the due date, Michelle? It's the next couple of days. I had it, they told me on Friday, but there's a weekend in between.
And that was a Laird bill or?
That was the Addis bill,
Addis.
AB 761.
And,
And Laird was pushed
Wow.
it through the Senate side.
okay. Wow.
He has a similar bill though for I think Paso Robles.
Okay.
Very similar language to what we're doing. There is a transit safety bill that's already been signed by the governor that allows any transit employee, not just drivers, which was previously, but any transit employee who is assaulted. The crime is subject to enhanced penalties, and we can also do restraining orders system-wide. Under previous laws, you could, have a restraining order that a person couldn't get on a bus that particular driver was on. It was very, very difficult for us to administer. So much improved safety laws, and then the controversial land use bill that was around higher densities around transit centers, high frequency transit centers. That was amended in such a way, it's passed, but it was amended in such a way that it does not impact any transit centers or densities in Monterey County. It only affects the most dense urban areas in the state: LA County, San Francisco Bay Area, counties that have a county that has more than 15 passenger rail stops in its county can do that housing density. So there's no, if you're asked, I've had numerous questions from the Pine Cone, from the Weekly about this, and there is no impact locally. We will not be building a giant tower in Marina or in Monterey or in Salinas as a result of this.
Okay.
Can I tell me what item, just follow up to the legislation? Are we gonna give recognition to Assemblymember Addis for leading? Usually
We absolutely will.
Because
Thank
it's
you.
always good to kind of give a thank you since they carried a bill specifically for
Let's
this.
bring
transit.
her in November or December.
Right,
We'll
they're
check
off
her.
their interims, they're not in Sacramento the next, until January. again.
Okay, we'll make a note to get her here for in-person recognition from your board and appreciation of this
Yeah.
after the governor signs the bill.
Yeah, and if she can make it, her staff can receive.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna try to get her here
Good,
though.
that's good.
Exactly.
Idea. Perfect. Okay.
And just to the chair, since we're talking about state updates, just want to let you know that SB 707, which does reform the Brown Act,
Oh, yeah.
was passed and
Okay.
was signed by the governor already. So it doesn't become effective until January, I think actually.
July 1st.
July 1st.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and put out a memo before the end of the year to kind of give you a summary of how that may impact us. And then you can take it to your own council and figure that out as well.
And this was the bill that we supported, Tamsi supported,
Right.
our County of Monterey supported. This was a bill that it got vetoed like twice before.
Right.
There was a lot of other stuff. There might be stuff that small agencies don't like or cities or counties don't like, because it was like an omnibus modernization of the Brown Act. But the part we're talking about was our non-decision making, our advisory bodies can now meet on Zoom.
Right.
Without having been in person. So it really saves people having to travel long distances if they're coming from Greenfield or Gonzales. And these are folks who are volunteers, right?
Right.
That, so like our county planning commission, for example, they're a decision-making body, so they won't count. But like the women's commission or,
We have our mobility advisory committee.
advisory commission.
And we
all
have
these
our
other
Measure
ones.
Q committee.
Exactly.
We
Yeah,
have
oversight
difficulty
committee.
getting
Right.
folks to come to these meetings
Right.
because they're coming from so far.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. So
Or-
we'll help MST and all our local governments for sure.
Yeah. Volunteerism and recruiting.
Exactly.
Thank you, Michael.
With that, if we will go ahead and move on to staff trip reports. And I believe Jeanette has 2 reports from myself, and I have one here, so they're passed out. And on one of them, one is from our trip to Kansas, and one was to Boston. So those on the Boston trip, I believe no, the Kansas trip, it's a little large. I condensed it down to one page, but I took a lot of notes and I have that attached just for the board members, for directors, so you could get a little bit of the flavor of my visit on that trip. So also, Tony turned in his trip report today, and I have that here. Do we want to have that?
A copy has been provided.
Oh, it's been, so, okay.
Submitted.
Okay, so those have all been submitted. And I will say that our trip to Boston, I'll just have everyone look over here at Director Tony. It was a highlight to be there, to be able to be there to receive
medal.
the
I feel like an Olympic.
an award for our transportation district here. So I mean, there was a lot of highlights, but the highlight of the conference, of course, was the award luncheon where Carl and our transit union local president Steve Ramirez and myself went on stage to accept the APTA award in front of, I put here 3,100 transit leaders, and it was just an honor to stand there on behalf of the current and past board of directors and our dedicated employees, their contributions, and their many years of service to the public. So I felt a little guilty to be able to go up there because I know everybody at this here board, this has taken a long time to receive, to be able to get that award. And it's everybody who has been just everyone going on the back of each other, the board of directors. That is why this happened. So the employees, the directors, and our general manager, of course, Carl. But anyways,
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great honor. There was some, I think, real genuine enthusiasm and support from the 3,000 or so folks in the auditorium. Maybe it was just me, but it seemed like the cheers were a little louder for us. It may have just been Tony. I don't know. He was pretty boisterous in a good way at the meeting, but it was it was great to finally achieve this very, very meaningful recognition, something that we've been trying for decades. The team that's here, Norm, Mike, Lisa, Michelle, and of course Kelly. And then sitting in the back, as always, out of eye is Cuyo Yoneda Lopez, who wrote the winning entry and process that for us, and does so much behind the scenes, and she hates to be recognized. So I'm sorry. Sometimes it has to happen.
Who did that? Who did that, Carl?
Bakuyo.
You should be wearing this. Didn't take it off your neck yet, though.
Thanks to our great board, and it was great having our ATU local president Steve Ramirez on stage with us. It meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
And I think goes a long way in showing our commitment to our labor relations and our partners on that side. So all in all, it's a great thing. So still wearing the shirt. Haven't changed out of it since.
It's still white.
I don't do anything.
It's still white.
Well, Carl, I just want to say congratulations to MST and all the team, right? Because it's really a team effort.
Absolutely.
And for you to all go there and represent us in Boston, across the country, I just want to say thank you for being good representatives and the good work that received this national recognition. But did you go see a Red Sox game though?
We did see a Red Sox.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right.
And they won, and they lost.
We saw them play the Oakland A's.
Oh, really?
It was a good outcome for us, and I took a phenomenal risk by wearing a Detroit Tiger cap into Fenway Park.
Oh,
And I survived.
Not in Boston.
Yes, neat town.
Right.
Madam Chair, if I may, for those of you that got, I would like to say something on for the staff, because it was recognized on the national level. So I'm gonna, and this is to the staff. Monterey Salinas Transit exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding public transportation system in the 21st century. Over the past 3 years, MST has delivered transformative progress in equity, sustainability, innovation, and operational performance. And AI there, Michael. Improving lives, protecting the environment, and setting new standards for public transit on the nationwide. So thank you very much. And I had a great time. And you know what, to be proud, I walked with Norm several times, and I mean, everybody recognizes MST.
Yeah.
MST is a giant on the national level. I'm serious about that. I mean that sincerely. And especially when I hear staff members get invited to speak on the national level, and that's phenomenal. That was, I felt very proud, and I want to thank you. I've often shared with city managers in Salinas, man, if you want to put a good workshop on morale, you ought to look at MST, and I mean that. You guys are a giant on service, and when I hear people that ride the bus on a regular basis, we just heard from a lady here today. She's very appreciative of the work. As a matter of fact, she's saying pay these guys more because we got some good people. So I want to thank you, and thank you for allowing me to wear this for a little bit. Thank you.
Can we give all the MST staff a round of applause? Job well done, job well done.
Yes, my award-winning report. You can read it and learn from it. Thank you.
Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to board member comments and announcements. That was it.
Let's like to let everybody know, it was already mentioned by Lisa, tomorrow night is the Marina Fire Department's annual open house from 4 to 7 p.m. And then this coming Saturday is the big celebration for the 50th anniversary of our city. Downtown from noon to 5 is a kids zone, adult zone with a beer and wine garden, music, everybody's welcome. There's a bus stop right there. It's at Vista del Camino near the Wells Fargo Bank. But you can come by bus, there's bike parking, and if you come by car, good luck. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I was supposed to mention something earlier in my report and I did not. Michelle asked me to make certain that your board and the public knows that Civic Spark, which is through the AmeriCorps program, looks to provide paid internship opportunities, and we is something that we want to participate in and benefit from. We're looking for someone, they're looking for people to apply by the end of this month, October 31st, who has a 2-year associate's degree for an 8-month commitment, and it will be paid. It will be here in Monterey County. We would have them working on a variety of programs, particularly South County related, but there may be other things. Michelle, was there anything in specific you wanted to say about this program?
Hey everyone, Michelle Overmeyer, Director of Planning and Innovation. This fellow would be focused on South County service planning for MST. It's an 8-month period starting in January. So this is a program through Civic Spark, which is an AmeriCorps program. It doesn't pay a ton of money. It's a little over minimum wage, but it's really good for people that are starting out in their career or somebody that's maybe changing careers and is interested in transit. So they would work with MST and they'd be located here, but also do a lot of outreach physically in person in South County. So I'm encouraging you all to please send this out to your networks, share widely. They need to apply by October 31st. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And I guess I'll go ahead and put in, was there anyone else? Okay, I've just put in a plug. There's, I did have a couple handout or a handout. And it's, this is kind of pertains to the cities. It's regarding police training, if you, for your police forces. Have a 1-day course next month that offers 8 hours of post-training for your officers. So if they would, anybody from your jurisdiction, it's free, so at no cost, and it's local, so. And also the day before, there's gonna be a press conference and the Attorney General will be there. If it'd be nice to see a show of the jurisdictions. So and you can find that information on there, or if you want it electronically, I'd be happy to send that.
And I'll send you a press conference for that.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I could RSVP you for that, yeah. Okay, and then today after the meeting is Indigenous Peoples' Day at Sand City Art Park. It's small. I thought it was gonna rain, so I didn't have a whole bunch of dancers. I think there'll be some there about noon. But you could go and enjoy free lunch, so.
It's gonna rain, but about 3.
Yeah, I set it up outside and on the inside, so it's in and out, so if you like to try some traditional food, that is again at no cost. And another event, so.
Yeah, eat fast. It's saying 2 o'clock, possible rain now.
Oh, yeah.
And it
40% chance.
it is on the set up on the inside the food,
Yeah.
so you could go to the inside. Okay, with that, board member referrals for future agendas. And not seeing any, we'll move on to item 9, attachments. Monthly report can be viewed online. And with that, we'll go to next item is closed session. And we have 2 items. One will be general manager CEO performance evaluation. Government code 5495 7.6, me, myself and Michael Laredo. And then also a conference with real property negotiators. And this is regarding government code 54956.8. And there's some APN numbers. It refers to a property in Salinas and also a property in Seaside. MST negotiators are Carl Sidoric, General Manager, CEO. Under negotiation of price and terms of service. So with that, I will open up public comment. If anyone would like to comment on this, I will pass the little medal down this way because it should go to all the board members. So public comment is open on this item. And not seeing anyone on Zoom or in the board conference, we'll go ahead and close public comment. And we will, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
Or
And
recess, right?
we will, excuse me, we will recess and we will come back and report out any actions taken.
Hey, pass it this way. I want to wear that.
Yeah, I know, it's gotta come over here.
Take it away
too.
from Tony. I'll let you guys touch it.
Yeah.
Like holding the Super Bowl ring, huh?
You had a hard time getting Just kidding.
today.
I got it.
Back from closed session and Michael Laredo, council will report out.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The board did meet in closed session on two separate items. The first, the review general manager, CEO performance evaluation. The board did have a robust discussion regarding his evaluation. And any incentive pay that may follow. That item will be agendized at a future date for open discussion and vote by the board. The second item, conference with real property negotiators for the applicants that are listed in the agenda. The Seaside property, there was direction that was given and will return for future action at a date uncertain. And for the Salinas properties, those were just general updates that were provided. There's no reportable action. That concludes my report on closed session.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I will get ready to adjourn this meeting. The next meeting scheduled is November 10th at 10 a.m. All right.
Good job, everybody.